Welcome back, everybody. Our next guests live with over 70 dogs, 84 at the current moment, and have rescued over 11,000 dogs. Their journey is chronicled in the new documentary, Life in the Doghouse. Please welcome Ron Danta, Danny Robertshaw, and our pet rescue expert, Larissa. Welcome, guys. Those numbers sound like I made a mistake in the intro. It's like, oh no, I got that all wrong. But no, it's true.
You did make a mistake.
Oh,
they've now rescued 11,500
Okay.
dogs. Oh my God. But it was written as 11,000.
Thank you, Larissa. Thank you for clarifying that. Good one. Now, you guys, I mean, it's truly amazing, like we're saying. These numbers are staggering. Larissa, obviously, it's amazing to all of us, but to you, you are really moved by what these two gentlemen are doing. In particular, this film. What really stood out for you in this film?
This documentary is amazing because it really shows, I say this every time, that in rescue you see the best of people and the worst of people. Sure. And this documentary shows it all. It doesn't make everything absolutely beautiful with a bow tied. It shows you what people really need to know about spaying and neutering and shelter visits and what we can really do to save this problem. Right. And we have a lot in common. My mom, just like your parents, started this off for me. I mean, at a very young age, it was rescue, rescue, rescue. It was fun to go sit at the shelter with my mom. Like, that was like a day trip. I tried to change my house to be as beautiful as yours and house animals. And, you know, we both want to educate everybody on the inner workings of the rescue community and just scream from the rooftops, you know, as to how people can really fix the problem.
And that's exactly what you guys are doing, and you're doing it on the big screen nationwide, which we applaud you for that and for everything that you have been doing over the years. So you've been rescuing dogs for a long time, but it was really in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina that you took it, you kicked it up a notch. It was a whole new level. How has your rescue grown over the years, would you say?
It's totally changed our life. You know, like when Danny and I did Katrina, number one, we never thought we would take 600 from Katrina. You know, we thought, yeah, we'll try to save 20, 30 dogs, and that's because we weren't set up as a rescue. So, you know, when we did 600 and we leaned on our horse community, all our friends, to adopt dogs from us, we didn't have contracts. We were just spaying, neutering, trying to get them out the door. And then after Katrina, all of our horse show friends thought, phew, Katrina's over. Danny and Ron will not approach us with a dog in their arms saying, please take it. And, you know, unfortunately, that was the catalyst that spurred Danny and I on to just go into a massive rescue.
And do it yourself and keep them at home.
And doing fantastic work as you go now. In the film, you talk about getting hundreds of emails from shelters that are sort of pleading with you because their pets, their animals are out of time. Oh. Those words are even hard for me to say. So let's take a look at a clip from the film where you're going through such a challenge. Let's take a little look.
We're going to one shelter that really doesn't do much adoption or rescue. They mainly euthanize, so it's going to be a little tough situation there because most of the time we go into shelters and get to meet dogs and figure out their personalities, but we were told that no one goes behind their closed doors. No questions asked, no paperwork, no nothing, just take the dogs and go.
We can't really force the issue or else there's no chance of us being able to save any dogs from there at all. Black is the least popular dog to be saved or bought in the entire country. I think it's because they don't stand out distinctly.
This is Chance.
Chance.
This is Morley. This is Harley. This is Jelly Bean.
Come on, Harley. Michael, how many dogs are in here? 10.
I thought we were getting 6 here.
I did too.
So are you guys going to take him?
Yes.
Yes. Like another one.
Thought we were getting 6. That famous last word.
Well, when you got to 11,500, what's 11,501?
Well, and what I got from that clip anyway is what you were talking about, Larissa, about how just genuine and real and in the moment. I mean, this is a really heartwarming film for sure. Now, these dogs for sure are getting a second chance at life, but a lot of them, you know, from one perspective anyway, just kind of need to get socialized out there. But what do you do with animals that are having a tough time acclimating to their new environment?
Those animals are still acclimating.
Okay. So you keep them
in our home.
You keep them at your home.
We've made a vow to every dog when it comes to us and is in our name, Danny and Ron's Rescue, that you are now our dog, you're part of our family, and you're here to stay until we can make the right move to let you go somewhere else.
So if the dogs are not, if they cannot acclimate, you just keep them as your own?
We keep them, but some of them really acclimate after 2 years or 3 years.
Okay, so there you go.
And then
never really.
And we keep saying that there's someone for every dog, but sometimes, as you saw, a lot of the black dogs, and then we've got shy ones and different things. But a lot of times people come 2 years later and said, I've seen that dog on the website so long, I have to save it. I mean, I have to get this. And if they really meet the bill of that dog's needs, then we're happy for it to go. A lot of them get a little tired of living in that much traffic of dogs. And sometimes, you know, we know it's so much better if they can have that one-on-one home. And that's the home we think is better than what we can offer.
So there must be some challenges that you face running a rescue of this proportion out of your home. What are some of those challenges?
Well, I don't think it's some. I think it's hundreds of challenges. You know, it's just heart-wrenching when we get dogs from court cases and dogs that have been abused physically, mentally, puppy mill dogs that have never had human touch. So it's very hard sometimes when you bring them in and they just run and hide and shake, and you know, so there's just so much mental therapy you have to do for them. But you know, we're really good because we have packs of dogs, and if you have a strong pack leader, that too can help that dog believe in them themselves. And a lot of times we'll even couple them together with long leashes between them, and the real secure dog will drag the real scared dog around every place it goes, and then sooner or later that dog goes like, oh, this isn't so bad, so I'll do this.
Smart.
You know, and they'll hide, and then all of a sudden the next thing they'll come into the living room, and the next thing they'll come into the bedroom, and then they get real brave and hop on the bed.
What a good feeling that must be to see that, see that progression.
Another thing that we have to deal with, of course, even though it's now the dog's house, we do still live in it, or try to.
It's true.
And it's real important to us that our house stay clean like a house.
Yeah, so that must take a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Many times a day.
Who's in charge of that? Depends on the day.
Well, how about we give the orders at that point?
I just want to say one thing, because here we try to really stress that not everybody, I wish everybody could turn their house into a haven like you guys have. Not everyone can do that, but everyone can do something. Something.
That's for sure.
So I have to ask you, what would you say to people watching? What is that something that they can do right now?
I mean, if you can't adopt, we totally get that. But then go and take 15 minutes at your local animal shelter and spend the time sitting there and giving them 5 minutes. Go kennel to kennel. If you like to sing and play the guitar, take your guitar. All dogs want is to be loved. That's it. It's that simple.
That's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes find a veteran that is older and needs his pet. Find the vet that's taking care of him, and offer to pay some of those bills. I mean, there's just a million ways to cover that point.
I love it.
Let me just say thank you to both of you for what you do, for being here and for sharing this, because no matter what, your story is going to affect people in a beneficial way. So thank you. It has to me for sure today. I'm sure.
Yes, thank you so much.
In the Doghouse premieres nationwide September 12th. To find a theater near you, go to lifeinthedogHousemovie.com. And for more information on their rescue, visit DannyRonsRescue.org.
You're so amazing. Thank you, really, for everything you do. And you all stick around, because up next, we are going into our new craft room, and Maria has a very colorful way to keep us organized for the new school year. Come on back, everybody.